Welcome to my channel. Alright, imagine this with me for a second. You're walking up to what looks like a familiar Subaru Crosstrek, but then you stop because something's different. The stance is sharper, the lines are cleaner, and there's this subtle European flair that makes you do a double take. That's exactly the vibe Subaru seems to be going for with the 2026 Crosstrek. And honestly, it might be the boldest glow-up this little adventure machine has ever had. So let's talk about that design first, because it's the first thing that hits you. The 2026 Crosstrek still looks rugged and ready for dirt roads, but now it's mixed with a touch of Italian-inspired style. Think smoother curves, a more confident front end, and headlights that look slimmer and more expressive, almost like they belong on a sporty hatchback from Europe. The grille is cleaner and more modern, and the whole car feels lower and wider, even though it keeps that practical Crosstrek height we all love. It's still outdoorsy, but now it's outdoorsy with taste. Around the sides, the plastic cladding is more refined, not as chunky as before, and the wheels look straight up cool. Subaru seems to be leaning into the idea that the Crosstrek isn't just a go-hiking car anymore. It's also something you'd happily park in front of a cafe and glance back at as you walk away. And honestly, that's a smart move. Now, here's where things get really exciting. Power. Subaru has been teasing a next-generation hybrid setup for the 2026 Crosstrek, and this isn't just about saving fuel anymore. This hybrid is all about punch. We're talking instant response when you tap the accelerator, smooth but strong acceleration, and a driving feel that's way more energetic than older Crosstreks. No, it's not actually a supercar, but for a compact crossover, the way it delivers power is being described as supercar-inspired. Quick off the line, confident on the highway, and way more fun than you'd expect. The best part is that it still feels very Subaru. All-wheel drive is front and center here, giving you grip in the rain, the snow, or on a sketchy dirt trail. The hybrid system works seamlessly in the background, so you're not thinking about batteries or modes, you're just driving. It's smoother, quieter, and more refined than past models, but it hasn't lost that tough, dependable personality. And yes, off-road fans, Subaru hasn't forgotten you. The 2026 Crosstrek keeps its trail-ready attitude. Ground clearance is still generous, and the updated traction system is smarter than ever. Whether you're crawling over rocks, heading up a muddy campsite road, or dealing with deep snow, this thing is built to keep going. There's even talk of an upgraded off-road Focus trim that leans harder into adventure, with tougher tires, extra protection underneath, and a suspension tuned for rougher terrain. Inside, the changes are just as noticeable. The cabin finally feels like it's caught up with the competition. Everything looks cleaner and more modern, with better materials and a layout that just makes sense. The screen is bigger and brighter, and it actually responds quickly, which is huge. Wireless phone connectivity is standard now, and the digital display behind the steering wheel gives you clear, simple info without overwhelming you. Seats are more comfortable, especially for long drives, and there's more attention to little details, like contrast stitching and soft-touch surfaces where your hands actually rest. It still feels durable and practical, but now it also feels like a place you'd enjoy spending hours in. Road noise is reduced, the ride feels more planted, and overall it's just a calmer, more premium experience than older Crosstreks. Safety, of course, is still a big Subaru strength. The latest driver assist features are baked in, helping with things like keeping you centered in your lane, watching traffic ahead, and adding confidence on long trips. It's not intrusive, it just quietly has your back, which is exactly how it should be. Now, let's talk pricing, because that's always the big question. While official numbers aren't locked in yet, expectations are that the 2026 Crosstrek will start slightly higher than the current model, mainly because of the hybrid system and upgraded interior. Think something in the high 20s to start, with well-equipped hybrid and off-road trims climbing into the low to mid-30s. Not cheap, but when you look at what you're getting, it feels competitive, especially compared to rivals that charge extra for all-wheel drive or hybrid tech.
Compared to past Crosstrek models, this is a massive step forward. Older versions were reliable, capable, and practical, but let's be honest, they weren't exactly exciting. The 2026 model changes that story. It looks better, feels faster, drives smoother, and finally brings a sense of style and performance that matches its adventurous image. This Crosstrek feels like Subaru saying, we know our audience is growing. It's not just hikers and outdoorsy types anymore. It's young drivers, city commuters, weekend explorers, and people who want one car that does everything without being boring. And if Subaru delivers on what it's teasing, the 2026 Crosstrek could end up being one of the most well-rounded compact crossovers on the road. So yeah, if you've ever liked the idea of a Crosstrek, but wished it had more personality, more power, and a more refined look, this might be the one worth waiting for. Let me know what you think. Is this the best Crosstrek yet, or do you miss the simpler, older vibe?